Abed 11 Chronicles, the most authentic podcast of the year. Join us on this emotional roller coaster as we relive the past and look ahead to the future. The Abed 11 Chronicles, 10 voices, 1 podcast, and a lifetime of stories.
Good morning, Abed 11. What's going on?
What's up?
How's everybody doing today?
How you doing this morning?
Oh, amazing. How you guys doing this morning?
Good.
Great. Good morning.
What happened to brother two? He disappeared. He was just there. I swear he was just there. I don't know. He might have had a customer come to the window, wants to buy something. So
maybe he had somebody at the door.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want that on there. What Shadi had told him.
Here he comes. There he comes. That's up.
There you go.
Where'd you go?
Somebody was at the door.
So it looks like somebody's behind you in the door. Who's in the door behind you?
No, that door,
Yeah.
that goes to the bathroom.
Oh, that's a mirror. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I can see the cars come by.
Somebody came to the door. I got the door locked. They said they lost their
Alright.
wallet. They bought a car yesterday and they lost their wallet.
All right. Well, all right. We just disappeared when we started, so we just wondered and got concerned there. We thought Shady scared you away this morning. So, all right. So this is week 2 of the holy month of Ramadan, and we thought it was really important that we share a little bit about Ramadan, because I don't think a lot of people know that most of us celebrate Ramadan, and that what it is and what it entails. And what how it affects everybody's lives. So this morning, this is going on. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, so we're halfway through. So if Melissa, I know you have a little bit to share about it and what you do as a family and how long you've been doing it and really what some of the background and meaning is of Ramadan. Do you want to share with us today?
Yeah. So tomorrow will be 2 weeks fasting. And my kids are always excited. I had somebody ask me at work the other day, your kids are excited to not eat all day long. And I was like, yes, they are. I said, because this is something that, fasting is, Ramadan is not all about just fasting. It's about getting closer to Allah. And this is the month where, we, should get closer to each other, help with charity, make dua for, especially if anybody is sick or especially what's going on in Gaza. This is the month where, we should ask Allah for all that, and hopefully our, dua would be accepted. So yes, my kids get excited for this month because it's a month that we, try to get, together all the time as a family. On Fridays, we get together. They like seeing their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, going to, if people invite us, if my brother invites us over or something, they like to see that. That's what it's about. It's about, uniting with each other. It's about self-discipline. We only go 12, 13 hours without eating, but there's some people who go, all day without eating and don't really have anything at the end of the day. So it's kind of, they like it. They're excited. They count down the days for when Ramadan starts, and then they count down the day at the end of the month to when the Eid comes, so they can get their gifts and celebrate and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not just about fasting. There's a lot to it, but it's a great month, and we're always excited to see it come around.
Yeah, and what a lot of people may not know is that it is on a lunar calendar. So every year it's about 11 days sooner.
So it's the 9th month.
Yeah, so it keeps
every year.
From year to year. So next year will be even, in a sense, next year it'll be before daylight savings time if they don't do anything with daylight savings time. So the times will be different, and maybe the hours that you fast may be different as well.
Yeah, so we eat when sun goes down. So right now we eat I think we ate last night at like 7:24. So maybe next year at this time, it might be a little bit, maybe 6:30 or something like that. So every year it goes up. So yeah, it's an exciting month for us, but it's also a month that we should, like I said, it should be a month that we should give to charity and think about others, and get closer to Allah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Jim, what's your, I know you had a little history last time when we talked a little bit about this, and
Yeah.
you
So
shared that history and, to help people understand because, I like learning about different religions and the different things that people do. So for some people, this is fascinating, and for other people, fasting is part of their religious aspects on life too.
right. So Ramadan is actually the revelation of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. So that's the reason for Ramadan, and it's a way of atoning. It's a way of actually, like Melissa said, self discipline, and it's a way of showing charity. I mean, the days that you cannot fast, you can make it up, and you can also show charity with that. But also, Jewish people, they have Yom Kippur, which is, in a way, they it's a way of atoning for them. Christians, Catholics have Lent, which is also their fast, and they don't eat meat during the holy month, which is actually this month for them, for like most Christian people. And also the fact that I just wanted to clarify, Eid means holiday. So, for example, happy birthday is Eid Miladak, the day that you were born, the holiday of the day you were born. So I just want to make sure that people know what Eid is, because sometimes, and inshallah means God willing. That's the really important. And actually, God willing is in the Bible. It's in James 4, 13 through 15. If people are listening to this and they want to know that this is what James said that you should always say before you do something, God wills this, or Lord wills this. So that's a very we emphasize that in Islam, because we are conscientious, of God constantly. Um, and again, this is something that also helps you feel what the people are feeling, like in Gaza, and different people that are out there right now that have no food on their table. I mean, you just imagine what you go through for the time period that you cannot drink, you can't chew gum, you can't smoke, you can't do any of the things, and you empathize with the people that are suffering in this period of time that you're in. But I just again want to say that I don't celebrate. It's haram for me to say I celebrate. I don't celebrate the Ramadan and the Eid, because I don't fast. For different reasons. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of put that out there.
Yeah. Well, good, man. Well, look, and then what I like, and I'll talk a little more, but every Friday, we get together at potluck. And I just want to let you know, Jim, everybody was there this past Friday, but one person. I mean, even Brother Faisal came from Halifax.
Yeah.
So it's okay. We try to get together, and it's a big deal, like for us, because
Right.
we look forward to that Friday and just coming in, having eating and just hanging out, and it's a pretty good time.
Well,
So
let me ask you guys: has everybody had their COVID vaccine? I'm just curious. Does everybody have their COVID vaccine? I take drugs to keep my kidney. I take something called Cellcept, tacrolimus, and
so when you walk into Walmart, you ask everybody when you walk into Walmart the same
no, I wear a
question.
mask. I wear a mask the whole time I'm in Walmart. I promise you.
Well, if you come down, we're going to get you a table in the corner of the room. So don't worry.
Yeah.
And anybody who hasn't had their vaccine won't come and talk to you. How about that?
Yeah. I'm just kidding with you. The whole thing really is because of our schedule. It's very difficult just for us right this moment on the weekends. It really is. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are horribly difficult for us. But I'm just kidding about the I am and I'm not. I am kidding, but at the same time,
You're not. It's okay. It's okay. We know you're not. That's okay.
Yeah,
But I mean, I
I'm
did forget. I did forget the golden child wasn't here, but I think she is coming down in a couple weeks. So
yeah, exactly. See, she didn't come down. You guys didn't give her a hard time,
no, but she's planning to come down. So that's the
Okay. Oh, okay.
difference. That's
So
the
I'll
difference.
plan to come down, then you won't give me a hard time, right?
That's the difference. Faisal, I know you had a little. I know you don't celebrate, but you do have some backstory and a story that you want to talk about.
Yeah, Ramadan for my grandmother was a big deal. She did it every single year, and when we were little and we were living in Arlington, she loved that month, and we were in the car, and you know, um, I don't know what happened, but somebody offered her a bottle of water, and she took it, and she took a sip, and as soon as she took the sip, she got mad and she spit it out, and she was like, she started crying. She goes, I messed up. I messed up. I'm fasting. She said in Arabic, I'm suman, and I shouldn't have drank the water, and she said that was the first time that she's like broke her fast while she was doing Ramadan, but she was always, pray every day, wash up every day, do the Ramadan every single year, even till, she got in her 90s. That was her thing. She would do it even when she got older, and so now, we don't do it here. I'm sure if we tried harder, we could, but maybe down the road it'd be something that we can work on. But I learned a lot from my grandmother. She was one of the best parent figures that I had. And that was one thing that she loved to do. And just like y'all, Ramadan was a big deal to her, and that one time that she messed up hurt her feelings terribly. So,
Yeah, and there is certain times, obviously, that people don't have to fast. Some of the times is if you're taking medication, and you don't have to fast if you're on medication. Sometimes if you're traveling, you don't have to fast because of the amount of travel you're doing. But within that time, there's also times you can make it up. So you can make it up throughout the year, and you can make it up, as you go. So, or for some people, it's about donation. So if you donate money, and that'll help, for some of those days that you didn't fast for that time period. Jamal, what's your take on it, and how does it affect you and your family and your life?
Well, like Melissa was saying, Ramadan is to, be thankful for what you have too, as a family. Because there's families out there that don't have anything, and we complain about just a little bit of the stuff but Ramadan's there to be with the family every single day, and it's about praying 5 times a day, or and having you know, us, being with our family and saying thank you for this and thank you for this, and just think like what we're going through in Palestine and Gaza. Them people probably still fasting with no food, and we're over here thinking, wow, we're waiting to 7 o'clock or 7:30 to eat food, and they can't even eat food at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, or even during the whole day they can't even. But they're still fasting over there, and they're still praying, and but it's good to be with family every day, or every week that we see our family and we sit down. We need to make that more often instead of being through Ramadan going on Fridays and sitting down with family. We need to do that more often, instead of waiting till Ramadan comes, because everybody likes to see everybody. You know what I'm saying? And there's kids there that, oh, when am I going to see this kid? Oh, when am I going to see it? I didn't know I had this cousin. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, having family down and enjoying our, you know, taking, you know, having people over for dinner and enjoying Ramadan for 30 days or 29 days, whatever days, is the best thing to, you know, for us to enjoy, you know. Really, like you said, if you're sick, you know, you don't need the Ramadan, but you can donate money to the poor, you know, for you being sick, you can donate that money, you know, on there. And you know, if you do miss a few days, you can make that up, you know, on a few days you can fast a few extra days that, you know, for days that you missed on there. But yeah, it's been great 2 weeks, and the kids are waiting for Ramadan. That's what they wait for. They wait for our Eid, our holiday. All the kids, that's what they wait for, because they know that's our holiday. You know, we don't celebrate Christmas, we don't celebrate, you know, any other holiday except the Eid. You know, and we have two Eids, two holidays that come up. You know, one's during the Ramadan, and there's another Eid that comes up during, most of the time, during the summertime, and the kids wait for that. You know, so
Yeah, no, and one of the things that resonates is that we don't get together as much during the year, like we do once in a while. And, you know, it might be a birthday party, or it might be, you know, some other celebration, but we don't force it. And with Ramadan, we set it, and everybody gets together, you know. So, and it is a lot of work sometimes, you know, doing a potluck and getting everything organized, and put it at the end of the day becomes worth it because of everybody there. I mean, this past week, and we even had like our aunts came down for the dinner. They had a good time. You know, we had friends who had never been to a Ramadan dinner. They came in, they seen what it was like, and they had a good time. And it wasn't even about people who were just fasting. We had people in there who don't fast, but they just wanted to be part of that celebration. And I think they got something out of it, and they learned something as well. And some of them have been around us before, um, and it seemed like they had I know Joe's friend John came, and him and his whole family. Did they have a good time?
Yeah, they enjoyed it. They his kids were excited about the different culture foods they were eating. And John's been around for the last 35 years. He's never actually fasted, but he knows the culture. And his wife came, and they were surprised at how many people got together during the week, because you can't find a big family like that that's going to meet every week and that all get along. And then even with my kids, when they're growing up, they're excited about me cooking them breakfast in the morning time, because they experienced the Christmas side, they experienced the Ramadan side, and I wanted them to grow up with our culture, because I know they're more Americanized because of like their mom's side. But yeah, they enjoy it. You know, he's looking forward every Friday to come back to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've known John. I was because you went to high school, and his brothers and things like that. But it was nice to have him there. I know Tadic brought one of his friends and came, and there was some new people there, and they were just excited. Like, people thank me for setting it up, but I don't think it's like a big deal, because any of us can set it up.
Right.
I just have the facility to do it in, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, he enjoyed it. He enjoyed he was telling his wife, I ate this before, the maklube and the lamb and the rice, and that his kids loved it. And it was something different for them to see.
yeah, I was trying to explain to him what each of the foods were, and he goes, "This is not my first rodeo, Rita."
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I figured he's been around the family for 35 years.
Yeah.
He used to come to the house even when Siti was there, and she used to shoot him away with a broom. She was like, "Who's that?" She shoot everybody away with the broom.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
well,
no.
We had Louis' father, you know, and his, you know, they made us a dish, you know, when they brung it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hassan and his wife came, and Lufti and his brother Jihad came with their wives, and everybody brings a dish, and it's just neat. They brought, I think Hassan brought a dish and a dessert. So,
Yeah.
how was that dessert, Faisal? I know you took some with you. Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I split it up between the kids, and they came yesterday, and Kayla got some. She likes the fat, so she came and got fat and crabs and dessert. And Nadja came and got fat, crabs and dessert, and Tammy ate the upside down that Lufty's dad made, and so everything's gone. They ate it all.
I tried to go back for some lasagna. I couldn't find any.
Yeah, me neither.
You couldn't find lasagna? I don't know what
Oh
happened
yeah,
to the lasagna.
we ate the lasagna too.
We know.
The whole tray is gone. We split that up.
We know. Sally knows too.
Yeah.
I think next week we should invite Sam Idea and his
Yeah,
family.
we can invite Sam. So that's Sophie's buddy, right? You're gonna invite Sam? Yeah. Did you have a good time this past Friday? Yeah. You didn't seem like,
I didn't eat a lot.
You didn't eat a lot? No. What did you eat?
A piece of lasagna, sandwich. That's it.
Yeah. And what do you think about Ramadan? You fast?
Well, I did, but I'm not doing it right now.
No, I know, because you're not, because right, you just had a procedure and you're still recovering, right?
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons why you're not
That's
doing
one
it?
of them.
Yeah. So you plan to make up your days throughout the year?
I did while I was in the hospital, so I made my days up.
Yeah, because when you were in the hospital, you couldn't eat for what?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
And they were just giving you IVs and things like that. Yeah, but you're feeling better now?
Yeah.
And moving around?
Yeah.
All right. Does Layla know who you are now?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to call Sam Idea and invite him over, him and his family?
Yeah, I'll text.
All right, text him, and so we know how many more people are coming, and we can go from there. Shadi, we haven't heard from the Golden Child today. What's going on with you and your family and with Ramadan?
Yeah, we love Ramadan. My kids have been fasting. One is in 6th grade, one is in 3rd grade, and they have been fasting for a few years. So technically for Ramadan, you don't have to fast until you hit that puberty stage. But my kids have been fasting for a few years, and they've been doing a great job. I'm proud of them. We celebrate it in our house by decorating and by praying. I want to start off by saying Ramadan, the reason why Muslims do it is because it's one of the 5 pillars of Ramadan, of being a Muslim. So the 5 pillars of being a Muslim is believing in one God and He is Allah, praying 5 times a day, giving to charity, which is called zakat, going to a trip to Mecca, the pilgrimage, and then Ramadan fasting. So as a Muslim, we try to participate in all those pillars. I'm not saying that we're perfect Muslims and we participate in all the pillars, but this is one of the pillars that we have been doing I've been doing at least since middle school, and helps us build to be a better Muslim. So in our house, we decorate. We do pray as a family. We don't pray 5 times a day, but we're trying to get in the habit of at least just praying. And so me and my daughter put on the hijab. My son comes and we put on, we follow YouTube tutorial for praying. And we also read, I have bought them a book. It's 30 stories from the Quran from the different prophets. So we've been reading a story every night, and they've been learning more about Islam. So it's bringing us closer together, spending more time together. It's really great. Now, the U.S. is a melting pot. We have all these different religions, but one of the main religions that we celebrate is Christmas. And so during Christmas, you see lights and decorations and everything like that. So I want them to feel just as excited for Ramadan and the Eid. So we make sure we decorate and we celebrate it, and we kind of do the same thing as people who celebrate Christmas and just as excited for Christmas. And something that I love is that Ramadan has become more and more accepted and more known, because on one of the school posts for Facebook, I saw someone had posted, and it was saying how I just want to let everyone know Ramadan is starting. Please be aware Muslim kids in your class are getting tired, or they come in late, or so-and-so, know that they're waking up, they're fasting, they're going through these things, and be sympathetic to them. And so I thought that's great as well, that we're becoming more and more aware as a society about Ramadan and about what it entails. Ramadan brings us closer to our family. it helps build our self-discipline and self-control, because if we can stop ourselves from eating for 15, 16 hours, we can stop ourselves from, using bad language or being maybe drinking or whatever. So it helps build our self-discipline, self-control. It helps us be more sympathetic to those that don't have what we have, and it helps us bring us closer to Allah and to our family. So it's a really special time. I enjoy it. I enjoy having this time with my kids and my husband and my sisters and brothers and everything. I'm really excited to come down there. I'm coming down for the last Ramadan dinner, and I'm excited because I live a little bit far from you guys. So all you guys get to get together and everything like that. I don't get to do that. So I'm excited to come there and do that with you guys and see you guys and celebrate with you. But yeah, Ramadan is a great time. And I also want to go back to Sophie because I want Sophie to share the story on why he started fasting. I thought that was a really good story too.
So if you want to tell the
talk
story,
about it.
huh? You don't want to talk about it?
No, go ahead.
He's camera shy.
You're camera shy or something?
You can tell them why.
Tell them. Well, how long ago was it you started? Because you never really fasted before, or really, celebrated it or did anything with Ramadan for most of your
Right.
life. Yeah, and then so 1 year you decided to do it. Why did you decide to do it?
When you had COVID,
Yeah.
you're in the hospital.
Yeah, and so tell the story. Don't be shy. I mean, you told everybody else the story. You didn't tell me the story. So
No, when your mother-in-law was here
Uh-huh.
and you had COVID, I said, let me do it to get you better.
yeah, and so you thought by doing it and being closer to God that would help me out
Right.
and then get me out of the hospital sooner.
Yeah.
And then I mean, you must not have did it hard enough. It took me 30 days to get out of the hospital.
It took me 3 weeks. So
Yeah, so I didn't know. Sophie's a little shy, and he's not 100% yet. So once he gets 100%, you'll see a different side of Sophie. But I didn't know this, but one of my neighbors actually told me. She goes, your brother Sophie's fasting and celebrating Ramadan this year. And I said, really? I said, why? She said, well, you were sick, and he figured this will help make you better, and be closer. And I think you did a good job. So thanks for doing that, because I never knew that story. Anytime. So, but Shetty, a couple of two things to your point. I know you said you were watching YouTube tutorials. Have you seen that that mat you can buy now that you pray on and you press the buttons and it tells you what to do and what to say and things like that?
Yeah, we actually bought one. I haven't used it yet, but we actually bought one. So it can help us go through the motions, because growing up, we were very culturally Muslim, but not too religious. So we did fast, but we didn't pray too much. So a lot of the words, even though I can speak Arabic, it's not as fluent as I would like. So a lot of the words when we pray, I'm not familiar with. And so that's why we watch YouTube tutorials, so I can hear someone do it and show the motions. And so I did actually see that, Matt. We haven't tried it yet. As soon as we try it, I'll give you guys an update. But that is awesome that more and more things are coming out for Muslims. Like, for example, my decorations for Ramadan, I just went on Amazon. I was able to get it in 2 days. And I love the melting pot that we have become, because it's so universal that I can just go on Amazon and get those decorations. But yeah, like I said, we're not perfect. We don't pray 5 times a day. We don't do everything, but we're trying. And I think that's one of the things with Ramadan is if we can in this month get closer, inshallah, then we can like slowly get closer and closer and closer and become a better Muslim every time. So we're not perfect, but we are trying and trying to build up our religion.
Yeah,
we have that mat here at our house.
Oh, you have that mat?
Yeah, and Marion bought it, and she uses it. And Layla's been over. My granddaughter Layla's been over here for a couple of days, and she's been on it. And she wants her mom to buy her one for the house.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just to before I go to Todd, 'cause I know Todd has some things he has to do before he has to get off. So I'll go to Todd so he can go and take care of his coaching responsibilities for today. But kind of the highlight couple things, Shadia and Jamal, what you guys are saying is the United States and has become a little more we've become a little more open to all the religions, and we've been able to celebrate all the religions, regardless of what religion it is. So you get to learn about all the different religions that are the melting pot of this country. And even and we'll talk about it a little more back with Sam and Melissa, but even with some of the corporations have said a lot of things, and even the school systems have put a lot of the major religions on the school calendar as a day off. So it's just not, Christmas anymore. So I know they've almost celebrated every major holiday now has come out on a school calendar, or will be coming out as a day off on those school calendars. And a lot of the corporations have sent things out. But just to get to Todd real fast, because I know you have time restraint today because you're getting ready to coach some basketball. Can you talk to a little bit? I just want to hear from you today, because I know you have to go, about Ramadan and
yeah, I mean, it's like, basically what y'all have already said. And, growing up, it wasn't, I don't remember really doing it until I was older, fasting and stuff like that. And then really kicked in once I got married, because my wife pushed it harder, and like my kids fast, finally got the boys bought in. My daughter bought in right away, and she fasts. She'd been fasting longer than the boys, but finally my boys are bought in, and they fast. And we and like the other day when we had the dinner, and Tadek brought his friend over. His friend's a big pro. He ran for office, but he just enjoyed coming because he's a pro supporter for all races and religions. But he also is one of the people that was pro on the internet about Palestine and what's going on over there. And he's been friends with Tadek since middle school, and they played together on the basketball team. And then he graduated, and then he got a job, and they're still friends. And so he was wearing when he came in, he was wearing he always wears that. What's it called? The kifta thing? What's it called?
Hatta.
Yeah, he was wearing that. And so, he's teaching his his fiance was with him, and he's teaching her about it, and, I do definitely enjoy the family dinners, because like my aunts came. I don't really, my kids, Hattie didn't even know I had aunts. He's like, who are those ladies? I'm like, that's my dad's sister. She's like, oh, your dad has sisters? Because he never really seen them. He was young when he saw them last time. They haven't seen them in probably 4 or 5 years, So that's good. That's a really good part about it, is getting together. And also, just like I think Jamal said, being appreciative of what you have. Because a lot of times, we look at what we don't have, what we can't get. But then I look back at it, and sometimes I'm like that. I'm like, man, I wish I could get this or get that. Then sometimes I see somebody that's on the poverty level, struggling, and I'm like, well, at least, you got to look at what we do have, and be helpful, be grateful for that. I have kids that I've coached in the past that I know. That's the one reason that I'm in Harrisonburg right now coaching. One of the reasons I took up coaching, and I liked it, because I could help kids. I knew during the time they're with me, if we were going out to eat and they're with me, at least I know they're going to eat, because I know some of those kids, they're food deprived, or they didn't get the right nutrition. I'm not talking about now, but in the past, when I had some of the kids in the past. And so you help out, and you donate, and you do things like that to help out. But I think it's definitely something that we'll keep doing, and we'll definitely grow better, and we'll get more in tune to it.
All right, brother. Well, I know you gotta go, so I appreciate you being here today, and have fun. Good luck today coaching. Hopefully
All
you
right,
guys
man.
do games.
I'll see you later.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, Sam. I know you shared a little bit, not only about Ramadan. You're going to share a little bit about Ramadan, but you work for a really big corporation, and some of the things that they send out to their staff during the different major holidays. And do they do that for all the holidays? And how's that look?
Yeah, absolutely. They send out for each holiday, just wishing everyone a happy holiday. So most recently it was Ramadan. They sent out a nice post for everyone saying that the holy month of Ramadan, and a message to all the managers that have employees that are fasting during Ramadan is to be patient with them. If we need to adjust schedules for the 30 days, whatever the case is to just be patient. And it's been really well, and that's one of the things I love working for the company that I work for. Panera Bread. I've been there for 21 years, and it's great. It's a melting pot, right? And all different religions, different holidays that come through. So everybody respects each other. So that's one of the beautiful things about working for a great company. As we talk about Ramadan, people Google Ramadan, right? So what is Ramadan? Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. It is considered a holy month that honors the time when Allah, via the angel Gabriel, revealed the first verse of the Quran, the holy book of Islam, to a caravan trader named Muhammad. So if you Google that's what you'll get. One of the things with Ramadan is people think it's all about not being able to eat, not being able to drink, right? It's about kindness, right? It's about forgiveness. And that's one of the things that, I try to teach my kids, right? They've been fasting, for many years, right? And, just really be kind, forgiveness, and get closer to your faith, get closer to Allah, right? And that's all we can ask. Nobody's a perfect Muslim, right? But if you work hard, you could get closer to your faith. And everyone always says, well, I wish I had this and I wish I had that. And Todd mentioned that a little bit, right? If we just say alhamdulillah for what we have, right? I think that is the most important thing. And those Friday get-togethers, they're priceless. And I know that last year we talked about, hey, after Ramadan, we're going to try to get together at least twice a month. It doesn't necessarily have to be on a Friday. But I think that's something we need to do. We've talked about it for many years and we haven't done it. So I think as a family, we should do it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be at 7:30 in the evening. It could be earlier. But getting together, I think it's important. And I know before COVID, we all used to get together. Everybody used to invite each other to their houses, and we used to cook dinners, and we used to invite different people different days, and the whole calendar would fill up for the whole month of inviting people. And I know after COVID, we kind of got away from that, and we kind of got together with the potluck. But it's something that we need to continue, because I tell you, man, my kids really, really enjoy getting together and seeing their cousins and seeing, their family members. And we might not talk all the time, and we might not be as close as we should be. But it is good for them to see other people and see their culture, so they know that they're not alone. Because a lot of times people think that they're alone, right? And so I love the holy month of Ramadan, and it's something that I do look forward to as well too. I would tell you, as the biggest shock for me was when Ramadan first started. So working for Panera, every morning when I would go in, I'd get a cup of light roast coffee, dark, black, no cream, no sugar. The first 2 days of Ramadan, it hit me really hard not having that coffee. So for the first 2 days, I had headaches for the first 2 days of Ramadan. And then after that, it got back to normal because my body wasn't getting that caffeine boost so early on in the morning time. So people don't realize, things like that are that affect you, and it's definitely, I think Shadia mentioned it. It's about self-discipline, right? If you're able to go without water, go without food, go without the things that you enjoy through the day, for 30 days, I think it's self-discipline, and you can give up those other things, right? And people do things that they shouldn't do, but being able to give up and have self-discipline, that's what the holy month of Ramadan teaches you.
Yeah, and it is important. And everything that everybody has said is important. one, I guess we'll go back and we'll look at our calendar and see if we can get together. I think we all have busy lives and we're all in different places. And, but if you have grandkids, I know like Faisal with his grandkids, that keeps up a lot of his time. Jamal with his grandkids now, us, with just kids in general and the different things we do, we use that as a way to not try to schedule our times, and so, that's one thing that it does teach us is that family is important, and the people around you are important. So, it's kind of weird to think about, looking forward to the holy month of Ramadan because of the different things that you go through for that month. But it is probably one of the best times and most important times in our life, and the different things we do. Amna, my daughter, junior this year in high school, I mean, she's been doing it. I mean, I don't know, maybe first grade, maybe kindergarten, maybe first grade, maybe, but it was elementary school. And I just remember telling her, I always felt bad for her. I said, just go a half day, just do it a half a day. And she goes, and she would refuse. She would do it the full day, and and do everything with it. And I tell her all the time, I say, if you can do this for 30 days, if you set your mind to this for 30 days, what else could you set your mind to do in the world? And I'm not the most religious person in the world, and I think it just all comes about when you decide you want to do things. But if this is the one thing that I can do every year, to be a little closer, and to learn a little more and to be a little more tolerable and to do different things, then it's worth it. And we'll continue to do it. So it's neat to hear about different religions, and when you talk to different people, I mean, I have friends from every background, every culture, every color. And when you learn, but when they also hear from you, and now people I've been with for a long time know it's Ramadan, and they look forward to it, and they talk about it and they ask me questions. The other day I actually had jury duty, and I was sitting jury duty and actually got selected for the case. And I'm sitting there, and they gave us a lunch break. So I go to my car and I just sit there in the car, do some work on the phone. I come back, and they just want to make small talk. So somebody's like, well, what did you guys do for lunch? What did you guys do for lunch? And when they got to me, I said, I'll be honest with you, I didn't eat lunch today because I'm fasting for Ramadan. I sat in my car and I had a lot of questions. And there was 12 people I didn't even know. But and they got the opportunity to hear about it. Some people kind of knew, when you said it, but a lot of people that had no clue what it was, or they asked that question, not even water? No, not even water. So it's just neat, because once you start talking to somebody about your religion, I know they always said don't talk to people about politics and religion, and it always gets you in an argument. But I think really talking to people about religion and sharing what the religion is, not trying to force the religion on somebody, but sharing what your religion is different. And you get to learn so much more about people and their culture. And then you get to find the similarities between all the religions. And I think that's why it works. That's why it's the melting pot. Like, that's why everybody, I know there's always issues in the world, but for the most part, the majority of people get along regardless of what their background is, what their religion is, and sometimes even what their political views are, because you can still get along with people once you get to know the person. So I think that's what a lot of times that Ramadan teaches you.
Hey, Rida, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Can you please Google what language Jesus spoke? And I just want to tell you what Muslim means. Muslim means that you submit to God's will. Islam means to submit. Like, for example, if you say he's going to Islam the store, or he's going to Islam the whatever, that means they're going to surrender the store, surrender the thing. But in the Quran, Jesus is named Sayyidina Isa, okay, and he's also considered a Messiah, and also in Islam he's considered a virgin birth, so that the Holy Spirit did, this is what's common in Islam. And the only difference is the divinity. For example, Muslims don't believe that Jesus is God, but they believe that God saved him from the cross. and brought him up to heaven. Okay. So did you see what the word, what language Jesus spoke?
Yeah, it's the language of Jesus, and his disciplines were Aramaic.
Okay, Aramaic. Can you please type in what is God in Aramaic, please? Aramaic, actually. Anyways, Aramaic, right? Can you just type in what God mean? How you say God in Aramaic? So just to kind of just a little thing. The religions are very common, but in Islam, we believe that Jesus is the second holiest prophet in the religion. So, did you figure out what it is?
Well, it says God in Aramaic is Eli or Ilah, also known as Allah.
Oh, there you go. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that really amazing, guys? Did you know that? Did anybody know that? I just asked, does anybody know that Jesus actually said he would have said maybe in a similar tone, Allah or Eli, but even when he was dying on the cross, and one of because there's something called synoptics, he said Allahi Allahi, and he said, oh my God, why have you forsaken me? But if you were to say God, but if you wanted to say my God, you would say Allahi, right? Wouldn't you say that? But that's not part of our language, but you would say Allahi. Anyway, I just wanted to show how similar, and there's so much, I guess, people that don't understand Islam and don't understand what it is. They just, the media and the TV and everything, the shows are always negative towards their religion, but they really don't understand it. I just wanted to bring that out. I just want to make sure that everybody learned something new today.
Yeah, we learned something. We definitely learned something. We always learn something.
Yeah.
That's the neat
Thanks,
thing.
Jim.
Yeah, no problem. No
Um,
problem. I'm just I love God with all my heart, with all my might. God has blessed me with the gift of life the second time. Not only did he bless me with being born, but he blessed me with a kidney donated from a lady she's a wonderful lady. I am going to say her name, Christy Shirley, that actually told me that she was prompted by God to offer the kidney to me. So anyway, so that's why I'm so blessed and thankful for God's blessings upon us, or Allah's blessings upon us.
yeah, I think we're all blessed by God and Allah. We've all gone through some stuff in our lives, and if it wasn't for, there's a reason, right? And you're always in the. What did somebody tell me the other day? You're always in the right place every day. So somebody put somebody. If you have somebody with you or somebody to help you, they put them there for the right reasons. So
Hey, Reese,
yes.
real quick,
Yes,
going back to Sophie, the reason that he started fasting when you were in the hospital with COVID, he didn't want to get evicted by Nihad and her mom. So what he did was he prayed and he fasted that you would get better, so he didn't get evicted. And luckily, that happened, and he didn't get evicted. So him and Layla and all the Chihuahuas didn't get evicted. So that was the main reason.
Well, the real reason, Sam, to be honest with you, is because there was actually so it was almost the whole month of Ramadan that I was in a hospital. Sophie got all my fair share of food from my mother-in-law, so she flew in from Florida and cooked all this amazing Middle Eastern food that I didn't get to taste. But Sophie every night got my plate. So I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but
I had to take your mother-in-law out shopping too.
It took the mother-in-law out shopping. Awesome.
So I don't know what he was trying to do, but Melissa, real fast, just kind of come back to you because I know you corporate Walmart sent something out too about Ramadan, and I know you guys had some. The other day you sent a picture and it looked like a trifold with some of the major holidays on there, and you guys do that a lot at Walmart.
Yeah, so we have a board that we've been trying to do every month for a different different holidays. So this, was like Ramadan was on it. I think it was for the Women's Heritage Month. It was on it. But yeah, they did. They sent at the beginning of Ramadan, they sent out a letter because, as Shadia said, the country's become a melting pot. So the companies become a melting pot. You go to any Walmart, you will definitely walk in. You're going to see all different types of religions, cultures, everybody. And so they did. They sent out a letter stating that, we needed to try to offer potlucks during this month, especially like if you couldn't accommodate the schedule and somebody was still at work during the time that they had to, eat, we could do a potluck. They asked us to learn and share. So they want us to learn and share about the holiday and about Ramadan, to volunteer. If we could do some volunteering, to decorate the workplace, and show empathy and understanding. So they sent out a really nice, email out. And, I have seen, since I've been working for Walmart for almost 29 years. So from day one till now, I've seen a huge difference. More people know about Ramadan now. We, like last year, our people lead decorated the lounge. We gave out goodie bags. But we don't do it just for Ramadan. We try to do for everybody, So if there's something coming around, for Christmas, we do. For if something's coming up and it's your culture or something, you do, just present it to us and we will try to accommodate it. So yeah, no, it's great that they sent it out. And when I opened the email, it really showed that how much the company cares about their associates.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have come around. I mean, even in the school systems, I talked to a couple of people that they had people from the community reach out and ask about prayer rooms. So they've really gone out of their way to get a prayer room ready in the school for students who needed to pray. And it's open at certain times, and it's staffed. And also about accommodating, excused absences because of Ramadan. But I think it's any religion. We're talking about Ramadan today, but I think any religion, people have gone out. But what also people have to understand is that it's a melting pot. So you can't do everything that's expected of somebody. For example, like music. You hear music all the time, and during Ramadan, from my understanding is, you're not supposed to be listening to music, or it's supposed to be the verses of the Quran and things like that. And there's people who say, hey, I don't want, in a school, don't play music. But you got other people in that school from different backgrounds, different religions. You can't stop what you're doing for everybody. You can accommodate the best you can. And that's what people have to understand, is that you can accommodate the best you can. You don't have to shut down for one thing.
And for music, I want to touch base on the music. It's not just during Ramadan. Actually, it is said that, and I'm not saying that we all follow this or anything like that, but the only music that isn't haram is Quran verses or music from the Quran. However, some people are trying to be better Muslims during Ramadan, and they will stop listening from any pop or rap or any type of music because they want to try to get closer to God, and they know that's one of the things that we aren't supposed to do. So it's not just during Ramadan that we're not supposed to be listening to other music other than Quran music. But I love that you talked about the accommodations in the school, because that's one of the things I wanted to say too. My friend is a history teacher, and she was telling me that her kids have a prayer room and that they're excused to go there and use it. And I thought that was so neat that that's becoming so more universal in our school system to allow that. So that's awesome that you brought that up.
Yeah. But
Hey
you
guys,
also understand, I'm so sorry, if you also understand that God is a merciful God. And he understands the situation that we're in. If we can't help the situation that we're in, he understands that. So, respectna, he forgives us for that. And, so the things that are haram, and we're not, we're living in a melting pot, like you said. I believe that God is a merciful God, and that he will forgive us for things that are out of our control. So I guess what I'm trying to say, it doesn't mean that we have to deny everybody else of music or whatever it is, because God knows who we are and he knows what's in our heart. So, I just want to tell you next time you're passing by and you hear a rap song going on or something, it's not because of because that it's something that you cannot help. I just want to make sure I say that.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys. I know it's for some of us, probably a little lack of sleep right now. I know one of the things that we've done for Ramadan is kind of neat because the kids want to do it, and I don't, but getting up in the middle of the night and going to IHOP. So thanks, Jamal, because last Friday night to Saturday morning we met at IHOP. Jamal actually took care of the tab.
No problem, brother.
Yeah, and sorry I ordered double food, but
no problem, Sally.
I would have came. I would have came that day if you told me that.
You would have been at IHOP 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
but that's
be ready because we're gonna do that in a few weeks when we come down with my kids too. They've never done that. You guys are very fortunate to be close and living to each other, next to each other, and be able to do that together.
Yeah,
I live an hour away. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the second weekend we did that, so it was nice. Actually, our aunts came with us this past time, and they had a good time. And it's just neat, like it is. It's like you're in the wee hours in the morning, you're going to IHOP, but you see the kids. You just look at the kids and they're having fun. It makes it worthwhile. And getting up, and I know it's hard, and the Had usually does it, but last night I got up for Amna and made her breakfast bowl, and then she goes back to bed. But that's just part of it. It's neat doing those kind of things, So I'm gonna tell you this now, Shady, because I want you a couple weeks to get over it. I won't be here that weekend. You're gonna come, and it's not because you're coming. So I know that you have this notion that I dislike you. So I just wanted to let you know that I won't be here, and it's not because of you. So I thought
Sam's not going to be there, and you're not going to be there. Sam and you both.
You actually were supposed to come down this weekend, and so we all had rearranged our schedules to make sure we were here for you.
That's a lie.
But you changed your schedule on us. So, but yeah, Sam's not going to be here. He's going to Virginia Tech to take his son for his registration of classes and things like that, which I think is neat. And I'm not going to be here because I'm taking Amna to the NCAA Women's Final Four in Cleveland, Ohio. So she's going to go watch some basketball. So, but with that said, folks, we look forward to this Friday night, and then next week when we get together again with a different topic of that we haven't decided yet. But I think just remember, guys, to keep sharing and liking and subscribing, because we're on every major platform: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So, but also as a family, make sure you're sharing, liking, and inviting friends, because I think it's great that people listen to it. I just remember Melissa told me a story yesterday, and Melissa was telling me she was at Walmart. Somebody she'd never met before stopped her, and what did they ask you, Melissa?
She kind of stared at me for a minute or two. She came over to me and she said, "Oh, are you you're the Abed sister? You're one of the Abed sisters. You guys have the podcast, right?" And I was like, yeah. And then she started talking to me. She was telling me that she knew Wally and she went to school with Wally, and that she came up on his accident. She would talk to me for a little bit, but she was telling me she didn't even know there was a sister. She didn't even know that Wally had sisters. She said, "I didn't even know." And my daughter goes to CTC, where your brother's school is, and we talked for a few minutes and stuff like that. So it was pretty neat. She said that she had looked before and and stuff like that. But yeah, she was a really nice lady with her daughter, and we talked for a few minutes. So it really, it was nice.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is, it is reaching people. People are listening, and it might not be might not be millions of people yet, but people listening. I think that's important, because I think even Sam told me a story about sitting outside his house, and when the car pulled up, what did he ask you?
Yeah, so I was outside talking to one of my neighbors, and this little van drives by, turns around in the cul-de-sac, comes back by, pulls up. He's like, "Hey, are you one of 11?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I'm one of 11. And he's like, "Oh, I know Rita, and I listened to your guys' podcast, and I think it's pretty awesome." I never met the guy before, but he's a great guy. Sat and talked with him for a little bit. But another cool thing is, Reef, we'll leave with this. But I took our father, to the soccer game the other day. Someone came up to him and is like, "Hey, who's your favorite child?" and that was pretty cool. That he asked him that, and my dad started giggling and laughing, and I said, "It's not the golden child because she's not here, so I brought you here, so I guess I'm the favorite child today." So it's pretty awesome.
You had to be the favorite because he had needed a ride home. So
that's right.
All right, guys.
Reed, one more thing I want to mention about Ramadan. If the mosque has free food for anybody during Ramadan, if you go there for between 7:15 or 7:30, whatever time we eat at the time, you can go in there and it's free food for anybody that wants to come and eat. They have plenty of food for everybody.
Yeah, and that's good to know, because there might be somebody, and regardless of who you are, they'll feed you.
Right.
Yep. And I think that's what the important thing is it's not just about being Muslim. It's about, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to be taken care of and in any way possible. So again, thank you very much for being here today, guys, and look forward to being with you guys next week. Have a great day.
Inshallah, brothers.
Extend our heartfelt gratitude for joining our journey, immersing yourself in our tales, and becoming a part of our family. Stay connected with us by following at Abed11 on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Keep the adventure alive with the Abed 11 Chronicles, where 10 voices unite to share a lifetime of stories. We are looking forward to seeing you next week.